Hey, welcome. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have my first project pan finale for the year. So this year I'm trying something a little bit different when it comes to panning. Last year I did like a year-long pan and it was kind of a lot for me. It was like a lot of products to keep track of and try and use, and I just got bored. And so this year I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm kind of doing a few smaller project pans, less products, less time, and I feel like it's gonna help me kind of like focus in on the products I'm trying to use while still being able to use like other new things or old favorites. And so this first one was a little bit of an experiment, and I have some thoughts moving forward, but I had 8 products that I was trying to use from the start of the year. I mean, I put out the video, I think like mid-January, but I had already kind of set these products aside for a while and had started using them, and then through the beginning of spring, which is today. I have finished a few products. Some are nowhere near completion, but I also had like reasonable goals. There's a few products I wanted to finish, and then a few that I was like, there's no way I'm gonna finish these, but I just like to get some use out of them. So let's start with the products I have finished. The first product I finished I don't have anymore because I talked about it in my last empties video and I meant to save it, but I forgot. But it's the Thrive Cosmetics False Lash Mascara or something. It's Thrive Cosmetics only mascara. It's like a tubing mascara. I did finish that relatively fast. That was a quick one out the door. Next one, there's a few products that I'm counting as done, even though they're not technically done. Like I could probably scrape some more product out of it, but it's not worth it for me. The first one is the Bare Minerals Prime Time Original Foundation Primer. This is a product that I really enjoy. I have used this for years. Not this exact one, obviously, but I've had a few. And it is a really great primer. It is like a silicone-based primer, but it does help with your pores, helps with texture, but it also helps keep your makeup in place throughout the day. I did use this today, and it was kind of like a last hurrah, essentially. I had to like scrape around in here and like, oh, there's still a little bit here. But I had to scrape around and then kind of like drag that on my face. And so I'm just counting this one as done because you can't pump out any more product. The product is pumpless. The next product I'm counting as done. Again, I tried to use it today and it just is not very good anymore. This is the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadow from Wet n Wild. I love this product. It's such a pretty, like, easy eye look. I am wearing it today, like I said, but it was a little bit hard to use. The last few times I've worn it, it's been really hard to use just because of like how little is left in here. Like I'm gonna try and scrape around, and it's just, it's really hard to get any out. I mean, that swatch looks really good, but once you put it on your eyes, it's like really hard now. Like it's not what it used to be, and it's very, very low. So I'm counting this one as done as well. Again, I really like this product. I think it's really pretty. It made for like a really great, easy eye look. I used it a lot of times in the last few months of just like dabbing a little bit onto the eye and just like tapping it out and just kind of like spreading it around everywhere. And that was just like an easy go-to eye look. I am wearing it today with another product from a project pan, but it was easy to just like throw on the lid and then throw in like a little bit of a color into the crease, and it was just like super easy. So really liked this, but it's done now. The last product I'm counting as done is, because I'm just kind of done using it. I mean, there's not a lot left, but I just have really discovered I am not a fan of it. Going into the pan, I was kind of like, it's not the worst thing ever, but I don't love it. I was like, I'll just use it. But it's the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. I am really just not a fan of this. You put it on, and I feel like it doesn't do anything for priming your eyes. It's not really like tinted, so it's not like canceling out any discoloration you have in your eyes, and it doesn't hold product at all. So I don't even know what this does. It says waterproof, so maybe it makes your eyeshadow waterproof, but I've never like needed that, I guess. And so I'm just done with this. I did use it quite a bit in the last 2 months, but I'm ready for it to go. Now, one that I came very close on is the blush from Pacifica. So the lid broke off, but I was trying to finish up this top shade, and they're both blushes, but when I started, I just rewatched the video a few minutes ago, this was the color I was wanting to use. And in the beginning video, I had product all the way up to this like second ring, like here's the inner ring, the second ring, there was product all up to there, and there was still some of it not showing, like it was like more than there. And so I've made some pretty significant use on this. I have used this shade quite a few times and have kind of come to decide I really enjoy that shade too. I used to only use this like nude shade, but this like rosy, like warm pink is super pretty too. And so I was thinking about just getting rid of this once this project pan was done, but I think I'm gonna hold on to it for a little bit. Now, the rest of the products I have not made a ton of progress on. The first one is another one from Wet n Wild. This is the Ticket to Brazil bronzer. This was a product, again, I've loved this for years. I've had multiple of these, and I really enjoy this bronzer. I made some progress on it, but I also kind of came to the conclusion, I'm also wearing this and that nude blush as well, but I feel like this bronzer, and maybe it's because I'm extremely pale right now, I feel like it didn't used to be super warm, but right now this color on my skin is just like a little bit too orangey, and so I just wasn't enjoying the look I was getting out of this. I do enjoy a warmer bronzer instead of like a cool toned one, but this one was just a little too warm right now. I have other bronzers that I like much better than this, so I think I'm just gonna honestly get rid of this. There is an expiration date on this. Oh, it's actually March of 2020 because there's sunscreen in it, and so I'm just gonna get rid of this. I did make some progress, but I just wasn't really enjoying it like I used to, so I think it's just time for this to go. This one, there is something about this lip gloss, I like misplace it or like forget about it every time I start using it. So again, I am wearing this on my lips. I just reapplied it. It does apply like a really pretty kind of like pinky color to the lips, but it's just like super like it's not overly glossy, but it's kind of just like shimmery, and I really enjoy it, and it smells super great. It's like a chocolate chapstick smell, and it's so good. But this is the Tartist lip paint, and so I have this little tape wrapped around here because somehow I broke the lid. I have no idea how I did it, but I feel like I even mentioned this in my intro video, was that I feel like I've lost this lip gloss so many times and I've just like misplaced it. And that's what I also did during the project ban. And so I did keep it in like my makeup bag for a long time, like my makeup bag that I toss in my purse or something. I kept it in there, but I was in Texas the beginning of March, and I feel like before that I was using it here and there, but not a ton. And I took it to Texas so that I would be like my go-to lip gloss, and I used it a bunch there. But then when I got back, I like misplaced my makeup bag and I had no idea where it was, and then I kind of forgot about it, and so I just went about using other things. And so today I was like putting these things together, and I was like, okay, I know there was 8 products. How am I only coming up with 7? What was the other product? So that's why I had to rewatch my video to figure out the product I was missing, which was this. And so I had to find where that makeup bag was, which it was essentially just in my vanity, and I forgot about it. But I didn't get a ton of use out of it, and there's still a lot left. I still really enjoy this lip gloss, so as long as it's still good, since it's not like sealing all the way, I'm still gonna use it. But I'd like to finish it really soon. And the last product is the other thing I'm wearing on my eyes. This is a Wet n Wild Quad, and it's in the shade Fit for a Queen. I ended up using this quite a bit, especially with that like glittery eye thing. That is what I'm wearing today. So what I did today, like I said, I put that glittery stuff on my lid, and then I took this like transition color into my crease, and then I actually put a little bit of this gold on top of that shadow because I feel like it kind of set it down, and I made it look a little bit more like even, because the glitter was getting a little bit patchy, and so the gold kind of like topped it off, made it a little bit more golden, but then also just kind of like evened out the color situation. I really enjoy this actually. I think I mentioned in my intro video, all of these shades are pretty subtle. Like there's nothing like super like pigmented or like exciting really about any of these shades, but they're just so easy to use and like they blend super great and they're just like, it's just easy. And so I think I will hang on to this one as well. I did use this quite a bit, but like somehow it's all looks brand new still. And so I think I'm gonna hang on to this one for a little bit longer, but I would like to make some progress on this. But it's so weird to like reach for like a quad instead of like a palette, even though this makes like your eye look so simple because you're just like, oh yeah, I put that on my lid, this in the crease, and like blah. And it just makes it so easy, but for some reason I just don't ever reach for them, so I've stopped purchasing them for one thing. But I do have like a few smaller palettes and I'd like to use them more because it makes makeup easy, I guess, and like kind of like thoughtless, which sometimes is really nice when you're just like getting ready in the morning. So I will keep this around for a bit. But those were all 8 products that I was trying to finish up this first cycle. I ended up finishing 4 products. So 4 out of 8 I finished. There's that blush I was really close on finishing, and the other 3 things I'm not very close on at all, but I've made some decisions on things, which is great. That's what I appreciate about Project Pan. Not only are you like finishing up products and like working through your stuff, but I feel like it gives you a really clear idea on what you like and what you don't like. And so that's why I wanted to do this like smaller pan this year, because I feel like last year there's a few products, after a few months I was like, I don't really want to use these products anymore. Should I keep using them or can I like get rid of them? And so I feel like with the smaller, shorter ones, I'm able to like cycle through more makeup and kind of like make those decisions a little bit faster. I'm not sure when I'm going to start my next project pan. I probably will start it pretty soon because I'll probably do one between now and like summer. So like essentially, I'll probably post it in like April and do like an April, May, June kind of a project. I feel like that'd be a good amount of time to kind of cycle through some new products. But I think going forward, I'm gonna narrow down the amount of products I use. So like this was 8, which wasn't a ton, but I think I would have even done better with like a 4 to 6 product amount. So probably going forward, I mean, this next one, I'll try less products and kind of see how I'm feeling then. And then again, the next one, I might adjust it. So be on the lookouts for that. I will probably get that up here in the next 2 weeks or so. But thank you so much for joining me today. I love project panning. Do you love project panning? I know there's lots of us that do. And so I would love to hear some of your thoughts. What are some things you finished recently? Because that's wonderful. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you around. And until next time, bye guys. Also, I wanted to like share with you these little earrings. My friend made them for me. They're like little clay cactuses. They're so cute. I love them. She just gave them to me today. So I was like, I definitely have to be wearing these. Thank you. I'm so cute. Bye.